To begin, the reason why we have been doing these webinars is just to help a little bit of education for all of our viewers and those who have startup companies who just need a little bit of extra help to be seen by our target audience. So a marketing strategy, it's like our entire body. Each different piece of us represents something within marketing. So for our brand, which is one of our webinars that we've done in the past, a brand is our soul. It's nothing that you can actually touch, but you can really feel it. The website is our heart. It's something that beats. It gets everything going. Without the heart, we would not have a functional strategy. The brain is the CRM. A CRM is the customer relationship management that helps you keep track of your leads, advertise to your leads, and just so much that a CRM can do to help your website and your marketing strategies. Next, the arms and the legs, that's all different types of digital marketing. Jen went over last week a little bit of digital marketing, so if you want to view that, you can definitely find that on our YouTube channel. So quick recap, Kelly Lush, she went over branding. She is the branding specialist. In order to have a brand, it's a lot more than just having an image and a logo. It's actually having an identity. You have to have a brand before even starting any type of design work, emails, advertising for your company. Zach did a webinar on a website, and a great way to have that be more of not only a sub, but a sales tool that will capture and generate leads for you. Jen last week went over creating a funnel. She exposed the difference between what an organic lead is converted to a paid lead. She went over the exposure, the process, as well as the results. So now my specialty, I love social media marketing. I have been doing it for about 4 years for many different companies, and I'm super excited to see what I can do the best of my knowledge to educate you guys so you can either do your social media on your own or give you a little bit of help on ways that maybe you can hire someone to do it for you. And so welcome to the social media marketing webinar. Again, my name is Sharon Rosenbaum, and so let me know if you have any questions. Again, for those who joined late, please save the Q&A for the end of the webinar, and then I will have Jen write those over to me, and I will get those answered the best that I can. So we're going to begin. The first thing that we need to know before starting any social media is knowing our brand, customer, and competitor. I say brand because it's so crucial to know your brand in and out. I get asked a lot, well, what does that have to do with social media? It's really being able to define your company's voice and your brand personality. It's really staying consistent with your brand's voice. And it really needs to stay consistent because your company's purpose can easily be missed if we are not staying the same on all of our marketing channels, as in website, blogs, newsletters, and other social media channels. So again, brand is where it begins. Next is customers. Our customers, believe it or not, they're our number one salespeople. They sell us better than we sell them just because of the users, just because of their experience that they have with us. So you need to know what they want and what's going to make their lives better if they use your services. So understanding your user behavior will allow you to create your message in a way more effective way, as well as it will help you instantly grab your target audience attention. So people use social media for searching, not only socializing. So one great way to understand your user's behavior is go back to the last webinar that Jen did on the Google Analytics. That will definitely help you understand what's going on your users. Next is the competitors. I get a lot of questions asked, why do I need to do research on my competitors? You need to know what they're doing, especially on social media. And the reason is because when we have repeated ads or the same industry with similar ads, it really gets boring and it makes people upset that they're constantly seeing that same thing or similar thing on our news feed. So it's a huge disconnect. So what you need to do is do some research on your competitors' social media channels and see what they're not doing. And if they're not doing something fun or something that should be implemented, then do it. but also see what they are doing, see what their viewers are interacting with, and then spice that up and take it to the next level. So social media is great for increasing our brand awareness, as in getting followers, likes, shares, retweets, as well as driving traffic to our Facebook. If your analytics are set up right, then you can track how many viewers are actually coming from your social media channels, which is super important for our social media strategies. Next, it's great for generating new leads and even brand engagements, getting comments, questions, sharing, and everything like that. So this might look like a lot for you guys, but I'm going to begin on building a sensational social media strategy. Where a lot of people go wrong is they know their business and they know their customers better than anyone else. However, you can't just go in and post and all of a sudden just expect some major results. You have to have many different types of strategies to put into your social media. This is not the one that I'm going to share with you, is not the way that you have to do it. There are other strategies, but this is the one that has been best for me when working for my clients, and it's something that you guys can easily do on your own. And so on the right where it says goals, how, support, and action, that is actually the strategy. All of these boxes is just an example, which I'm going to cover with you guys. And so this example is going to be as if we are doing social media for a spa. And before starting social media, you need to understand the importance of making a large impact to your business while aligning together your social media and your business goals. And so for this spa, for an example, we'll just start with the one over to the left. I won't go over all of these, but one of their goals could be have 3 new monthly featured products. That's great. That's a great goal. Now we need to go into deeper and talk about how are we going to make that goal happen? Well, one way they're going to do that is partnering with influencers as well as well-known brands to bring to their store that will also help people come and know that they're actually selling those type of brands as well. So now that you have your goals and then your how, we're going to go into more depth of how can we have some social media support for our goals and for our how. For them, for their support is obviously going to be to promote the product and launches. So you can go in so many details with your support and your goals, but taking action is going to be the key to all of this. So for their action, it's going to be on social media. They're going to be doing weekly posts as well as campaigns, as well as live videos, just so much stuff to take action in order to get this done. So this is a strategy that I recommend for you guys to do. It really helps with accountability. It also really helps understanding what our goals are within our company, as well as it will definitely help us with our successful marketing strategy. So next, we are going to go over what to prep for before creating any social media accounts. I know some viewers here watching right now, you already have some social media accounts, so please stay on. There will be some useful tips for you guys as well as this would be a great refresher. So number one, and I get asked this a lot, is you have to stay professional and have a separate business account. A lot of people really do a big no-no when they are using their personal account as well as the same as their business account. So they're posting their personal stuff and their business stuff, and they do it because they have a lot of friends on their Facebook and they do a lot of business with their friends. That's great, but we have to think about the larger picture when we are doing our social media. Are you down the road, do you want to sell your business? Do you want to franchise? These are things that we have to think about is for the Passover when or if that time comes. Next is having an image. You're having an image, a logo image for your profile pictures. It's always great to stay consistent with all of our profile pictures so people know when they're searching for us where to find us. I always recommend have your profile picture be your brand, be your logo. Next is having branded images for your banners. You can have any type of photo that represents your company, but just make sure it is branded. Next, this is so important because this is where people like to look at the most to get to know you, is your about page. So your about page, it needs to be consistent with your Google My Business and your website and your other social channels, because you don't want your message missed. So ways to prep, or if you already have an about page, this is what you can do to upgrade it. But highlight your purpose and your mission statement. Tell people really what are they going to be expecting. If you have a flooring company or anything like that, kind of give them a little bit of details of what to expect when using you. Next, definitely list your services as well as your contact info, your location, and something that's not on here is hours. It is so important to have your hours of operation so people know when is the best time to contact you. Next, know what accounts you want to create. Here in a couple slides, I will go over that with you. Next is have at least 2 people in mind to leave you a review on your social media channel. It's a great way to build your reputation and allow other people visiting you that you do have some reviews. So next, we are going to go over what does each social media channel mean? This is important because we need to know where our audience live. We can't just pick a social media channel and expect to find our audience and then get sales out of it. That's not really how it works. But the 3 top things, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, those are the ones that I am going to go over just because they are the most popular. So first is Facebook. Facebook is the largest social media network. Nearly half of all Facebook users are active each day, and they spend on average of 18 minutes per visit. So it's super important when we are doing our posts or anything like that, that's why we need something that's not too long, something very eye-capturing as well. It needs to be branded. But on Facebook, there are over 5 million advertisees on Facebook. So it is the best advertising channel. It allows you to advertise to specific genders, location, interests, age, and a lot more. So Facebook is awesome. Next is Instagram. Instagram is way powerful for promoting brand. That's actually its key factor. Instagram is all about having the photos, videos, and the hashtags, mainly the hashtags. You can advertise on Instagram. Sometimes when you're actually doing your Facebook ads, it will ask you if you want to be able to advertise on Instagram as well. You'll just have to check your settings when you get that set up. I will walk you guys through how to set up a professional ad. But with the hashtags, you guys can do hashtags on Google or even type them in yourself. Just to see kind of how many people are using that hashtags. Hashtags are just another arm for you to be seen and just to direct more traffic. Next is Twitter. Twitter, about half of Twitter users use it daily. At least 29% of the users are active several times a day. So Twitter is not as much as a lead generation platform as the rest of them, but it is really great for brand loyalty. So, and providing that extra traffic to your website. You can advertise on Twitter. However, you can either choose manually what tweet you want to promote, or Twitter will actually pick the tweets for you based on the engagement. So they'll make sure whatever has the highest engagement, that's the one that they'll go with. There are other social media channels that I'm not going to go over, but you can use LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, Yelp, Google. All of them are great sources for you to be seen, as well as direct traffic to your website. All right, now I'm going to go over when to post and what to post, because a lot of people get lost when it comes to these things, because it's actually the most important with our social media strategy. So when to post, it's so important to be able to have professional copywriting that is meant and written just for your target audience. So when you are building posts, think of your target audience. Think at least of one person. And when you're building your content, act like you are writing to that person. That way, when they do see your message, it will click to in their brain, wow, this was really meant for me. Next is never leave a dead end when you are posting. The greatest things that you guys can do is always leave some type of call to action, whether it's a phone number, a URL, or an event page, something that's not going to keep them to pass your ad, something that they can always click on and move forward within your businesses and your services. Next, when posting, before you post, ask yourself, is this something that you would share? Do you think this is something that your viewers would share? Because if not, then you really should not be posting it. The next one, 2 eyes before posting. This is super important. I have at least 3 eyes going on all of my stuff before I post. It really makes us look bad as a company if we are making errors, or if our grammar is not right, or if there's just complete mess ups. It really makes us look bad as a company. So if you're going to be spending hundreds of dollars in front of tons of people, it's so important to get that double checked. So next is, it's not a must, but it's a recommendation, is to have an image that matches all of your content. People nowadays are getting so lazy that if there's not an image or some type of visual aspect to break things up or to capture our eye, we are seriously going to just skim right past it and not pay as much attention to it as possible. So when you are doing your content, see if you find any awesome matches to your images, and just make sure that you're not getting your images off of the website. That's the biggest mistake people can make, especially as plagiarism. Next, prep post ahead of time. So this is great just because we want to stay consistent on social media. It's so bad for us to post for 2 weeks straight and then stop for 2 weeks and then post for 3 weeks. And so what I do for my strategy is I'll build a calendar, whether it's weekly or bi-weekly, that I can actually hop on and schedule, so I feel prepared and that I know that I'm staying consistent on my Facebook. Next is do hashtag research. So this is something that I actually love to do. I'm a super nerd when it comes to hashtags, just because nowadays, especially on social media, that's the #1 arm that people are actually getting seen. So with hashtags, you guys can go to Google, you can search what's the best hashtags for your industry, as well as what are the trending hashtags being used the most. With hashtags, just be careful. You can do misspelling. So if the hashtag's a part of a word, the word will not let you know if it's spelled incorrectly. So just pay attention to that. Next is what to post. So the best thing to post, we need to think about the value that we're providing to our customers' lives. So some ideas that you guys can post is blogs. Always bring value to people. Anything educational, like I said, anything that's going to bring them value and that's going to make their lives easier. Post your events, any promotions. So important to do live videos from time to time. You can do contests. If you're having an event, you can do video your speakers, or any fun thing that you guys have going on. Please share it with the world. It's just a great way to break up the images, the post images. Next is humor. It's always great to have a break from time to time just to give our clients a laugh. But this is something that has to be, you have to put a lot of thought to humor. You can't have anything threatening or that's going to make you downgrading. So think of something funny, or feel free to talk to me about the best things to do to post for you guys. Next, post what you support. If there's any nonprofits that you guys support, or if you're a part of any networking associations, just let the world know that that's where you can be found, and that you do support different networking groups as well as nonprofits. Next, obviously, is why we have social media, is to post our services. But this is so crucial. Just remember that people do not like to be sold to, but they love the idea of them buying. So when you are doing your services, don't just post details and facts. Post, which leads me to number 9, post your why. Why do you do what you do? Why should people use your services, and how is this going to help them? Also, talk about and spotlight your mission statement. It's so powerful, and a lot of people miss this because that's why we do what we do. And our mission statement allows our clients to know that we are real, we are here for support, and we do want to provide you the best service. Next is being creative. So sometimes this takes a little bit more strategy than it does others. And this is why I said paying attention to your competitors is so important. And so being creative, I'm just going to provide you an example. So I had a social media client. It was the Portland Intuitive Fair. So it's a fair based in Portland. And there's so many fun things that we can do to promote the type of readers and what their events are and what to do at the fair, but I wanted to spice it up a little bit. And so I created a campaign called Share the Fair. So this campaign is we would have a fun image, as well as every single image had really big and bold, Share the Fair. So for those people who shared that post, we sent them individual coupons, whether it was buy one, get one free, or if it was $2 off at the next fair, anything like that. Just being creative and thinking of some strategies that people are going to engage with and get it to trend. That's super important. So next, I am going to just quickly run through this because majority of the viewers probably already have one, but I am going to show you how to set up a business Facebook page. So when you guys are doing a business Facebook page, it has to be based off of a personal page. So they will link together, but no one will know that they are actually tied together. And if you base a Facebook page off of your personal page, you still have the option to do a passover if someone buys your company or if you franchise or anything like that. So when you guys are doing your Facebook, if you're on your personal Facebook page, on the top right, there'll be an arrow with all these pop downs, and you'll see one that says create page. This will pop up when you guys click that. This is where a lot of people get confused on how to create an accurate Facebook page for their type of business. Majority of the times, these two are the most confusing. Well, I am a local business, however, I am a company. So majority it is local. However, if you are a franchise or if you have companies all over the world and they don't have a Facebook set up yet, this is going to be the best one right here. I'm not going to go too into detail about these just because you guys probably already have it. This will pop up. It'll have you put all of your information in. Just remember that if you struggle in signing up or getting it implemented, it's probably because your business name is already taken. Once you, and this is a great refresher for those who already have a Facebook page, once you guys create your page, you'll see the stars that you will want to pay attention right off the bat. Have your branded banner, have your logo as your profile picture, as well as start customizing these right here, your services, the reviews that I told you about, and then we're going to go over settings. But once after settings, you can hop in and you can start inviting people right off the bat of friends who are already friends with you on your personal page. So when you guys click settings, this is great for people who already have a Facebook page. This is where you're going to come in and it's going to allow you to customize your page. So it'll allow you to do page edits. So when you're on a Facebook page, for example, you see over here where it's home, post, reviews, videos, anything like that. The great way to start customizing that is right here by the edit page. So just skim through these. I'm not going to go over them individually, but it is a great source for you to come and start customizing, like I said. So next is going to be my favorite part, and that is 10 ways to get likes and follows instantly. So I know a lot of people really struggle with their growth. Obviously, that's the #1 problem that we get when we're starting up or if we just want to grow in general. So here's some tips for you guys. The first two, I will show you a visual, but I'm going to go over them first. Suggest your page. So send it to all of your contacts, which I'll show you how. Invite friends. So when you're creating a page, or even if you hop onto a different page, you always have that access to invite your friends that are on your personal Facebook page. Next, have all of your employees hop on and invite their friends. Super easy, super quick, as well as do an email blast with easy clickable links that people can just click, go to your social media channel and give you some love then and there. What I like to do, and it's a great way, is do it quarterly or at least 2 times a year, because you're going to constantly grow your guys' leads and new customers, as well as there's probably people in the past who missed that email. Next, have clickable icons on your website. So if you have Facebook or Twitter, make sure there is somewhere on your Facebook with those icons that people can actually hop on and jump back and forth from your website to your social media, as well as integrate your URL on social media so people can jump back to your website. Number 6, it's not a must, but I definitely recommend it, is place icons on your business cards with the @ symbol and then your name. This allows them to hop on, lets them know that you are on Facebook or any type of social media, and that they can be seen just to engage and see all the fun stuff that you guys have to offer. Next is finding Facebook groups to join and advertise through. This is so important, and it allows us to grow our social media actually quite quick. And the reason is when we're finding groups, the best way to find that is when you're on your Facebook page. Usually it's about in this area right here, your search bar, if you're looking for a friend or a business. When you're typing whatever you're looking for, just a little bit below it will be all of these options that will say pages and groups and posts. And so for like a spa, their best group to join would maybe be, a chiropractor or massage or something like that. So they'll type in massage and look at groups, and then it will pop up all of these groups you can join. There's all different types of groups. There's closed, there's private, there's joined. I'm not going to go over it too much. You guys can let me know if you have questions. But if you do find a great group that's a perfect place for you to advertise through, just make sure when you're joining these groups that you guys are reading their privacy, their policy. Some people don't allow advertisement. Some people do. Some people do if you're a member. So just be really respectful. But finding those groups is a great way to join or to grow your visibility. Next is get networking. So if you're on Facebook, let people know where they can find you elsewhere. So let them know if you have an Instagram account or a Twitter account, and then both ways. Next, 9, ask. This is the easiest way to grow our social media, but yet it tends to be the hardest for everybody. So when you are at a meeting or your star clients or your best friends, or even while at networking, just ask people, hey, will you hop on and like my 10th Muse Design Facebook page? I would love it. We post blogs. We can help you with education on marketing. Just ask people. Super simple. And then last, the most important is campaigns. Campaigns is the largest and quickest way to actually grow your visibility. If you guys are going to rely on the other 9, just have a lot of patience, because it will take time to grow if you do not want to put a budget into your advertisement. So campaigns, they're great for leads and awareness and engagement and a lot of other fun stuff. So real quick, I'm going to go over, show you a visual for number 1 and number 2 for inviting people to your page. When you are on your Facebook page, you will see these 3 little dots right here. There's 2 things that you can do to instantly grow your viewers. Number 1 is suggest a page. When you guys click that, there will be a big big pop-up that allows you to choose your certain email contact list, or just a whole bunch of information that you're able to grab contacts living elsewhere that's not on social media. Next is inviting friends. This is what I do right off the bat, is when you click this, the pop-up will come with all of your friends that you currently have on your personal Facebook page, and allows them to hop on and like your business page. So next, I'm going to get into the advertisement part in a way to make this easy for you guys, especially for those who want to do it by yourself. So a way that I manage Facebook is Business Manager. So if you guys go into Business or business.facebook.com and then create account, it will link to the page that you have now. Business Manager is so important because it allows you to really study and gives you depth details of all of your analytics, of where your money's going and where your users spending the most time. Just a quick thing that I did not mention is when we are advertising on Facebook, we have to have an image with no more than 10 to 15% text. So if you guys have experience doing ads in the past and you're really not getting the results you need, it could because you have too much text on your image. So Facebook will flag you. This link right here is a great place to go to test your images just to make sure that it does qualify in order to meet those 15 to 20% standards. So this is what you guys will hop on and connect to your Business Manager. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to hop on to my Business Manager, and then I am going to quickly show you guys some ways that you can begin your advertising on the Business Manager. So right off the bat, this is going to be your normal Facebook page that you guys set up, so you will not have to set it up again unless you need to set up a profile. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your billing and payment methods. And so when this pops up, it'll show you, and again, the stuff that I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to stick to the 10th Muse, not my other clients. But for your billing, first off the bat, you're going to want to do your payment settings. And this allows you to add your payment. That way your credit card is on store, ready for you to just begin your advertising. Do a little bit more research and play around. It will allow you to know where to go to set up your lifetime budget on social media and so forth. Next is, if you guys come down here, it'll show you all of this fun stuff with Business Manager, where I'm going to direct you guys in order to add people to help you manage your Facebook, as well as if you have another business or anything like that, another page, that you can put them under one roof in Business Manager. And that's just going to be found in Business Settings. And this is what will pop up. This is, so I am on 10th Muse Design page. This is where you'll click to add people. So for me, it's just me and another person, as well as it's going to be able to allow you to choose your pages, look at your accounts, and so forth. So it's a really great source. Now I'm going to hop into the Ads Manager. The Ads Manager is where you will actually begin your advertising. So before even setting anything up, Facebook is going to make you choose one of these objectives. As you can tell, I was doing the test, but they're going to make you choose one of these. And this is so important in our social media strategy, just to make sure that we're actually choosing the objective that we are wanting for our certain posts. So real quick, brand, it's super great to increase awareness. Reaching is just the maximum of people. If you guys click on these when doing your posts, it'll give you a little bit of information. Traffic is great for apps and websites. Engagement's great for comments, likes, and shares, and so forth. You can go on and give it a go. But I am actually going to do a test with you guys and walk you through your advertisements. And I'm going to do an engagement because this is actually one of my favorite ones to do. It allows you, what is your main focus? Do you want likes? Do you want events or anything like that? So you're going to come in, you're going to choose the name, and then you're going to hop back up here and then click the name again. And then this is super important, is being able to use an audience that's already been created or create a new. So just know that anytime you do an advertisement, you can save your audience just to make it quicker. Like for my blogs, I have a blog audience. But when you're creating a new one, it's super important to focus on the location. You guys can do states, regions, cities, towns, anything you want. But when you guys are building your audience, you need to focus on this little meter right here. We have to do our best to avoid the broad and the specific. It's always best to stay on the green because it helps your advertisement be seen more. This allows you to pick your age, your gender, your language, your interests. This is your behaviors, your demographics. Super great for coaches. If they want to work with certain people, like small business owners, they can choose. You can see this is kind of set up for 10th Muse though, and who we like to target. As you're playing around with these buttons, you'll notice this right here is going to change. Just keep in mind, do not expect 940 likes of your Facebook page every single day. This is just an estimate of what Facebook is letting you know. Hey, this is the potential of your ad that you're going to be doing and your audience. So stay focused right here mainly, but this will grow depending on your budget and the type of industries and demographics that you guys want to target to. Make sure you're doing your connections. Always make sure to exclude people who are already on your friends list. We want to advertise to people who are not already interested in our business. You guys will be picking a daily budget as well as the start and end times. Sometimes it's super hard for people to understand where to begin on a social media budget. I say for beginners, just start small and then end big once you really understand your users' behaviors. Or if you have analytics like Jen mentioned last week, you can pull those results off of there and know a good start. It also depends on your ROI, your return on investment. If you guys feel like you have a good budget, then you can start high. On average, I would say at least $5 a day, up to 10 for just the beginning rates. And then once you understand your analytics, you guys can grow from there to grow your views. So once you guys click that, it'll then pop up and it'll ask you guys to choose. Gonna have to have the name up here again. And then you're going to come in and you're going to start customizing your post. So it depends on what campaign you do. They are all very different. But the most important is make sure, this is the last blog post that I did a couple weeks back. But make sure it looks good at your eye. Take a peek to see what it looks like on other desktops and whatnot, just to make sure that it does come across as professional and that it does look good. Real quick, and then we will wrap it up. Is after we've gone into that, now it's understanding your analytics and where those can be found. So those can be found in your ads manager right here. And then very quickly, I'll show you which each tab can help you with. So your account overview right here does seem a little messy, but this is wonderful to know when's the best time to post during the day, as well as really studying your analytics. Your campaigns tab, it's great to know what old and new campaigns that you have done, as well as your results and the money that has been spent. The worst thing to do when you are doing these type of campaigns is going in and editing them on a constant basis. But Facebook will flag you and they will know that you are jumping in to do what you can to get that same ad seen by many people. Next is your ad sets. Your ad sets and your ads tab, they're very similar to the first two. The only difference is they go a little bit more into detail about your results and your page likes, as well as a visual. So you can always view more charts. You can always edit your post or duplicate it. But again, we want to try to avoid that if possible. If you guys want to make it easy, and if you guys have a Facebook, a Twitter, an Instagram, and a LinkedIn, and all of this fun stuff, and you want to do one post one time, you guys can look up some sources. I use Hootsuite, but you guys can look that up on your own time and check that out. All right, so enough with those ads. Next is going to be our last one before we jump into Q&A, and that's actually having the bandwidth to do social media management. To do social media, I can promise you, it does take a lot of time, a lot of patience, and a lot of strategy in order to make social media effective as well as successful. So these are the things that you guys need to consider when you want to do it yourself, or if you want to hire someone else to do your social media, this is what you're going to be hiring them for. Number one is the time and strategy it takes to do your campaign management, as well as studying your analytics so you know what to increase for the next time. Number two is responding to each engagement. So whether that's your campaign advertisement you're doing and your regular post, you have to constantly be reaching out, answering people's questions, thanking them for the comments, and so forth. Next is response or redirection for any questions and comments. You will get a lot of questions and a lot of comments that do need to be answered, and letting them know that, hey, you are there, giving them some love since they gave you some love on your social media. Next is viewing all notifications. That is so important. It lets you know when new people like your page, if someone shares your page, and kind of just lets you know how the behavior is going without going too in depth in your analytics. Next is answering back to messages. So you will get a lot of messages in your inbox. It's so important to be able to have a great time, a timely manner in order to get back to them. So just keep a constant eye on that. Next is your content generation and image matching. Like I said, do not pull your photos off of the internet. That's probably the worst thing you can do. There are other sources. You can most definitely schedule a free consult with me if you guys want some ideas on where to go for that. But your content, it does take a lot of time, as well as it's getting a second opinion on what they think, and to make sure that there's no mistakes. Next, audience building and growth monitoring. This takes a lot of strategy, and it also does take a lot of patience. You have to be able to know where your audience are coming from, the best sources. Are they coming from these groups that you're inviting? Are they coming from your website, which you can see on your analytics? So audience building, we have to just focus on where our growth is coming the most. Next is reputation management. Reputation management is just to make sure that everything that goes out is branded and that it is representing you well. Last is staying consistent. So you want to make sure that you are posting on Facebook just as much as you are on LinkedIn or Twitter or whatnot. You have to stay consistent, because you don't want to have one focus and then just lack on the other one. Because if people are going to find you on social media, they're going to find you on all social medias. One extra thing that I want to throw in here, which is actually the most important of all, is understanding the privacy policies in each social media channel. I can't explain how much money is dumped and how many people come to me with needs saying, I'm wasting too much money. I don't know how this is working. I'm not reaching the people I need to reach. And the reason why, to begin with, is I ask people, well, have you read the privacy policy? Each channel has its own privacy and guidelines that you have to follow in order for your ads to be seen by a certain amount of people. And so mainly Facebook. Facebook is more strict about their privacy policy, just because they have so many people spending money on a daily basis. But they're just like Google. They are constantly changing their privacy policy. They just changed one a couple weeks on their ads. It's super fun for me. I like to geek out just to see the new exciting things that they're going to do. But I recommend at least once a month, skim the privacy policies just to make sure that you are not wasting any money and that you are following everybody's guidelines. So I know that was super quick. We are now on to the Q&A. If you guys have any questions, again, I am so sorry. I cannot hear you, but I can see your questions, and then I will be able to answer them for you. So while I am talking, please submit some questions that you have, as well as you will see that you can schedule a free consultation with me. So if you want to talk about what strategy you're doing, or If you don't have a social media strategy, or if you want to learn more about Twitter or Pinterest or where your audience lives, or even building content, I am here to help you guys and educate you as well. So I will leave it up for Q&A if we have any. All right. All right, so one of the questions that we just got is why not pull images off the internet as long as the permissions are okay? If the permissions are okay, then that's super great. If you have permission to use that photo, then feel free to use it. What I'm talking about of taking images is if you're a spa company and you Google spa images and you just take the first one you see, there really could be a problem with that because you're using someone else's photo that is not your own. And so if you do not have any permission to use that photo, just keep in mind that people can come and they can chase after you, stating that, hey, you use this photo and you don't have any permission. So you can use iStock, you can use other places. Like I said, talk to me if you need great sources to find some images. So while I'm waiting for more questions to be posted, I had someone ask me before the webinar about they have a business page. However, they post on their business page and then they immediately click the share button and they share to their personal page, and they just wanted to know if that was okay. Most definitely, if you guys have a business page, it's so great to be able to share your content to your personal page. It's just that extra traffic to your business page. All right, the next question, what does it mean on Facebook that shows people reached? Does that mean reach from my page or include the page that I shared from too? All right, so what does it mean on Facebook that shows it's reached? So that's a great question. So if you guys, I'm gonna just pull this on the screen again, and if you guys come to here, it will show you right here more information and more details about how many people's reached. Usually it's how many people's reached. It means how many news feeds it landed on, as well as you'll get more results as in let's see, or even results. But there'll be a couple things that provide you with the reach. But like I said, one's landing in the newsfeed, and the other one is how many people actually seen your ad. So if I didn't answer your question, please reach out to me. I would love to answer that if I did not give you the answer you were looking for. All right, so I think that's all the questions. I had one more question before the webinar that I'll just quickly share with you guys. So, so she says that currently her Facebook page is 21 likes, and she will admit of not posting consistent on a regular basis, mainly because she's lazy and confused. It's not really an excuse, but what are ways to build motivation to grow my social media? Well, that's super easy for me, because if you don't want to take the time to grow your social media and build your online reputation, then either hire someone to do it, or really don't worry about finding more leads. Because if you really do not want to take the time to build this reputation so other people can see you, then honestly, you should just delete your accounts or whatnot. But Facebook is a great way, like I said, to grow your views and build traffic to your website. It's social media nowadays is being used so much for searching and not for socializing. It's just so powerful for businesses. So that is all of the questions that I am getting informed on. So again, feel free to please schedule a meeting with me, a consult, I would be happy to kind of take a peek at what you guys are doing, maybe provide you with some extra ideas. We would love to do more webinars down the road to help you again, but thank you everybody for joining the 5th social media webinar, and I'm looking forward to connecting to those who have any further questions after this. So thank you very much.